If you're watching this right now, you are probably a gamer, a little gamer boy, or whatever, a gamer girl. I'm not a misogynist, well, right now, but I want to start by talking about the new game, Skull and Bones. Now let me give you some lore about this failed project. This was supposed to be a pirate game that was inspired by a 11-year-old game called Assassin's Black Flag. And even though Skull and Bones was in development for 10 years, it still failed. And this was not a small project. Apart from being 10 years in development, it had a budget of $200 million. And somehow, it's still inferior than Assassin's Black Flag, a game that came out 11 years ago. In fact, this game was announced to be, and I'm quoting here, a quadruple A game with 10 years of development and over $200 million invested. And to be honest, the only thing this game offers you is disappointment for many reasons. And the first one is that this game is actually $70, but it's not even worth more than $20 or $30. But before I move on, I want to compare Skull and Bones to Black Flag for a small second. But I won't be comparing them in gameplay because Black Flag automatically wins. Instead, I want to compare the graphics. The following footage you are looking at is Black Flag gameplay. And now let's compare the graphics of Skull and Bones compared to Black Flag. I mean, yes, Skull and Bones has better graphics than Black Flag, but not that much. It's not that much better, to be honest. Simply because this game was in development for 10 years of $200 million. The graphics and the gameplay should be at least 2 times as better, if not more, than Black Flag. But it's not. It's actually kinda worse, which is bad in a lot of ways. In fact, compared to other video games, this is actually a downgrade. Also, Black Flag took $100 million to make, and it took them 3 years to finish the whole project. So do with that information what you will. But now I want to move on to another video game that actually made me extremely sad. And that game is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And this game made me sad because it was the last performance of Kevin Conroy. And if you don't know who Kevin Conroy is, he's basically the guy who has been playing Batman, well, voice acting Batman, for the last decades or so. In every cartoon, every movie you have ever watched, he's the voice actor for Batman. And that's why this game makes me extremely sad, because I am a big fanboy of, the Arkham games. I mean, who isn't? They're a piece of art. And this new game, Suicide Squad, just spits on his face. It's actually very extremely aggravating, personally, but yeah. Also, before I mention anything else, I want to share with you this interesting piece of information. What you're looking at right now is a screenshot of the current player count of Suicide Squad, like right now. Like, I took it like 10 seconds ago. And this honestly shouldn't look like this because this game came out like 3 weeks ago. And now let's compare it to Arkham Knight, Batman Arkham Knight, a game that came out almost 10 years ago. As you can see, the player count for Batman Arkham Knight is more than tripled Suicide Squad's, which is really bad, like really bad. But to make it worse, this game is still around $70, but to be honest, this game is not even worth more than $20 max. And to say that this game is disappointing is an understatement. And I don't just mean gameplay wise, I also mean the game itself. The plot of the game is actually hated by almost everyone, including me. Simply because it kills Arkham Batman, a character that has been under development since 2009 by the creation of, the beloved game Arkham Asylum. And in my opinion, Batman Arkham should have had a better ending than he had. But now let's compare the graphics between the Arkham Knight and Suicide Squad. And as you can see right now, Arkham Knight has actually better graphics than Suicide Squad, which is actually very surprising because I thought that Suicide Squad was gonna have better graphics, but it actually doesn't. So the game is inferior in almost every way you can possibly think. So it's basically a cash grab. And now let's move on. I want to talk about something else. Thinking about these games actually, it's making me really mad and really sad at the same time. But let's talk about Palworld, a game that actually came out like 2 months ago. First of all, let's look at the current player count on this game. And as you can see, it's actually very impressive. It's actually one of the most played games out right now. And as I was doing research for this video, I read that this game only had $6.7 million in development, and it took them around 3 years to make it. Now comparing that to Skull and Bones, Well, there's no comparing it because it doesn't compare. Palworld is just better in every way you can imagine. And side note, even though that palworld is loved by almost everyone, that didn't stop Nintendo from almost suing them because it looks like Pokemon. And that brings me to my next topic. One of the only reasons why Nintendo didn't sue palworld was because everyone was on the side of, the game, palworld. Simply because Nintendo keeps making trash Pokemon games throughout the years, basically copying and pasting. And with the release of palworld, people took notice of that and in turn gave Nintendo an even worse reputation than they already have. But now let's talk about the last video game I'm gonna be mentioning in this video, and that is Helldivers 2. This video game is so popular right now that the servers are actually failing due to high player count. Actually, I'm gonna put a screenshot of my video showing just how popular this game is. Also, this game was released 12 days ago. And take into consideration that this game was in development for 7 years, 11 months, and 26 days. Basically 8 years. And it's a well-built game. It's amazing. I actually like it very much. And we don't know how much it actually cost to build this game, but it's estimated around $50 to $100 million, around that price range, which is not bad because the game is actually extremely nice. In fact, last time I played it was yesterday at 2 a.m. because the servers were full. I couldn't even play that much. But look, in doing research for this video, it's pretty obvious what's happening here. Big companies are just building games nowadays in order to make profits and nothing else really. And that results in trash games that nobody plays. Just look at the current player count of Suicide Squad and Batman Arkham Knight. It's pretty sad actually, but yeah. Apart from that, now we are seeing smaller game studios such as Pocket Pair, palworlds becoming way more popular than big game studios, and that's because they don't build extremely big games that hundreds of millions of dollars and decades to make. They are actually doing the opposite of that, and the results are self-evident. No one wants to buy a game that's $70 just to play for like 3 hours and get bored of it forever. Instead, they want to, buy a game that's $30 such as palworlds and play for hours without stopping because that's fun. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you liked it, well, make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching this video. See you guys next time. Bye.